Our London correspondent, Jonathan Sacerdoti, is joining us now. Hi, Jonathan. It's highly irregular that someone of that stature gets mixed in local politics. So I have to ask, what is Blair's interest?
Well, it's not that surprising. It's surprising and not surprising. Blair has always seen himself, since his days as Prime Minister of Great Britain, as an international statesman. And let's not forget, of course, that American involvement is nothing unusual. Netanyahu was criticised for meeting Mitt Romney on a visit to Israel when he was standing to be president. But here the US and Tony Blair have been seen showing to be involved in trying to micromanage the coalition of Israel, local politics there, by any measure. So Blair's involvement as former quartet envoy and somebody that still visits the region every few weeks and has close ties with many different Middle Eastern leaders is not that surprising after all.
Well, now we know why he visited Israel so often in recent weeks. But how would you describe Blair's relationship with the Israeli leadership throughout the years?
Blair's been pretty close to the Israeli leadership, and even during his time as Prime Minister was a pretty solid friend of the State of Israel. Some, in fact, cite that as one of the reasons for his eventual downfall and loss of popularity within the United Kingdom. And since then, he's been very closely involved in discussions between Israel and various different Arab states, and also the Palestinians. He's made it his position that he's tried to be an honest and fair broker, but those on the Palestinian side have sometimes said he's too close to Israel. So in fact, he's probably still remains close to the Israeli leadership, despite this apparent betrayal by Netanyahu, having gone against Mr. Blair's suggestion of building a broad coalition with Herzog.
Yeah, he's added to that list. Do you think Tony Blair has an overall vision for the Middle East?
Well, Blair admitted yesterday in a speech here in London that he profoundly underestimated the forces that were unleashed following the Iraq War. He says that his understanding of the Middle East is now much deeper than it was in 2003. And he's now said that in order to defeat ISIS, quote, you're going to have to go and wage a proper ground war against them. So this is quite important coming from Blair, the man who was behind the Iraq War, and the Chilcot inquiry into that war will finally be published in July here in the UK after over 7 years of preparation, and it's expected to lay some blame at Tony Blair's doorstep for the errors and wrongdoing during that war.
I see. Jonathan Sacerdoti in London. Thank you so much.